what's up, fantasy people? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth remote, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Football Show. Today's episode, Week 17, Thursday night. Takeaways, aka beer time breakdown.
There's so much foam in this.
How did you pour that, dude?
I'm not a bartender. I'm a fantasy football expert and substance abuse addiction counselor.
Yeah, well, Jason,
I just do this for studies. Yeah.
People can see our new glasses available for sale. Just leave a comment. It only costs probably you like $100 to get it to you.
That's not including shipping.
No, Jason's wife was kind enough to make us some glasses for Christmas. So for our beer time breakdown stuff. So until I break these, like I break everything else around here, these are going to be our glasses that we use every Friday. Anyways, Jason, there was a football game last night, Thursday night football.
Oh yeah.
And did you know it was the last Thursday night football game of the year?
Oh yeah, I got a great idea for next week. Yes. Well, it was the first week of the championship for fantasy football. The first game, the finals.
Yeah. So it was the championship week. No, yeah, the first game of championship week. So everybody's butts are on the line this week. Not mine. My butt was off the line a long time ago. Losers.
Yeah.
JK.
I go just like Fallout Boy. I go down in the earlier round.
Yeah. I guess I do too. I'm Pete Davidson, or not Pete Davidson, whatever that guy was with the eyeliner.
Pete. Yeah, the bases. Stop on the base. Yeah.
So Jason, we had an outpouring of support this weekend or this last week. I think we got like 7 or 8 subscribers or something in the last week. So a lot of them did not show up, as their name. Otherwise, I'd give you guys direct shout outs. I don't know how I can get your guys' names. If you want to leave a comment, I'll shout you guys. We can shout you guys out next episode. But hey,
yeah,
thank
totally.
you guys so much, man. Like, this is like, I want to say it was like life changing almost, like to get like,
it really is,
because this has been our life, Jason, for like the last 4 months. And like, it's been like a subscriber a week. And then to have like that many, it was just weird. It felt weird.
Yeah. It's really great. And I was just thinking before the show started, I'm like, when I was 21 years old, I'm like, oh, in 15 years, I'm going to be on YouTube buying microphones. Actually, I got it for Christmas. An HD camera. Actually, I got it for Christmas. Just to like improve the quality for the people who do watch this can enjoy us more. It's crazy. And the fact that we're getting like more support, because now we're doing the shorts, and the shorts are awesome. We love seeing the views on the shorts, and the comments are hilarious. Yeah, we're doing the best we can. We're putting the little money that we have into this, so we get the best quality for everybody. We appreciate the support.
Yeah, man. I know.
And with that said,
I think that you and I are able to speak at the same time now, Jason. I might be tripping.
Oh, here we go. With that being said, we could always get additional support if we could get some comments, we get some likes, we get subscriptions. We're only 941 away before the big 1,000 mark. I think I'm gonna be a big fan of going every 50. Every 50. I like every 50.
Hey, Jason, did you know that my arms, if you measure my arms right now with this jacket on, I have like 24-inch arms.
You got some pythons. Those are illegal in the state of California.
Sorry. When I was flexing to you earlier, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, if you measure my arms right now, I'd be huge.
Are huge.
So I was able to watch. I was telling my wife, dude, I was like, you know what? This is gonna be a terrible game. Just let me just see who's playing. Because I just wanted to see if Derrick Henry was playing. No. I assumed he was, because at the time he said I was just going off by what he was saying. But yeah, dude. So I just planned on not watching much of this game. It turned into a game, Jason.
Yeah, it was well, going into this, I did a video on the Dallas Cowboys, and I was actually speaking about how this is a crucial game for both teams, and come to find out, no, really wasn't, because Jacksonville's season, the playoffs, this week didn't even matter. This was like a bye week or not Jacksonville, Titans. I don't know, Titans. This is technically a bye week for them, because this week doesn't matter. Jacksonville's week doesn't matter. It's all about next week, where they determine who's going to win the division and who goes to the playoffs. They had a lot of injuries on their team, and it ended up being Cowboys against a lot of backups. And you know what? Cowboys did not look pretty. They did not look well. I thought, and I believe a lot of people thought, that this was going to be a blowout game by the Cowboys, but once you stop the run, once you stop the run of the Cowboys, uh, Dak Prescott, turnover mania guy, turnover Terminator. He loves to turn the ball over. 3 turnovers last night. He himself is the one that kept the Titans in this game.
Dak Prescott, the Turnovernator. He
The
has
turn,
exactly as many turnovers as Derek Carr, and Derek Carr just lost his job. And that team used to be in California, but it is not in California anymore. But did you know that, Jason? Like, he's got literally, like, I think he's got 14 turnovers or 14 interceptions, and that's the same as Derek Carr. I heard that
yeah,
on the radio today, and I was like, and he's like, man, everybody was in uproar about Derek Carr's turnover. But why doesn't anybody care about the Dallas Cowboys and the Dak Prescott? But I also was, I mean, and this is kind of like stereotypical of like Mike McCarthy teams almost, but as far as playing down to the competition, it seems like the Cowboys do that quite a bit.
yeah. I was hearing that too. They're like, if we're benching Carr, why are we not benching Prescott? Well, Prescott, he's throwing these interceptions, but he's still winning. He's still winning the game, right? You can also say that he has more touchdowns. I don't know if he has more touchdowns or passing yards. I'm sure he does, and I think that's what's really is bouncing at, is that Derek Carr is like throwing the interceptions, but he's not really producing much. But then again, Derek Carr is not really needing to do much. You throw the ball to Devontae Adams, you get his, but Josh Jacobs has kind of been killing it lately. I don't know what he is this week, but he's been the number one running back for like the past like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But
So
I think there's also a lot, like, more stuff going. Like, when they needed Derek Carr, he's not performing. When they needed Dak Prescott, he's performing. Just look
well,
at the game on Thursday, and look at the game the week before that against the.
well, as an outsider, I was like, I mean, I wanted Dak Prescott to get paid when he did. I did think they overpaid for him. But he's been injured off and on a lot lately, which is crazy because that was one of his highest qualities was durability. But like as a Cowboys fan, how do you feel about keeping him for the next couple of years, or
Yeah.
like is he a Super Bowl quarterback?
Oh, I see a Super Bowl quarterback. He's a quarterback that's going to do well if the running game is doing well and if the defense is doing well. In the past 2 weeks, the defense has done neither. I think when you get into playoff time, where everything is a little bit more tight, everything's a little bit more on the line. I'm not 100% sure. He's looked well in the clutch in the past couple of games, but for him to have to throw the, if he wasn't given over doing multiple turnovers almost like every game, I would say probably yes. But part of the reason why they're having to rely on him throwing the ball is because he is turning the ball over. He had 3 turnovers in the first half, 1 fumble and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I heard that. And then he cleaned it up, and I mean, that was what was keeping the game close, really, in the first half was all the turnovers. So you're saying that Prescott's more of like a trailer quarterback, not like the how they say there's a trailer quarterback who needs everything to go right, like they're not driving the train or whatever. And then there's like Peyton Manning, who all you need is Peyton Manning, like he's
Yeah,
driving that train.
yeah. Dak Prescott can make throws. He could definitely make throws, but this year he is making a lot of mistakes. You can see him forcing throws. He's making dumb throws. One of the interceptions last night's game was definitely not his fault. He hit his teammate right in the chest, bounced off, then hit him in the hands. Then the tight end like still battered back right into what's that guy's name? Beard. He's the one that had like the 2 picks. And then so when you're seeing that, you're like, dude, there's nothing you can do. I wish there was actually a stat that like if the wide receiver actually had if he touched the ball with 2 hands, it does not become the quarterback's fault as an interception because
Or
you're paying these wide receivers to catch the ball. If you get 2 hands on it, you need to catch it. And if not, and it turns into interception, then blame the quarterback.
yeah.
But the second interception that he threw, I don't know why he threw that ball, and it was a bad ball, and ended up, turning Bird. I can't remember that dude's name. Got a second pick, ran it down, and they were able to get I believe, a field goal out of it. They were, the turnovers in the first half were really keeping them in the game.
Yeah, Jason, and I saw when Dalton Schultz scored that first touchdown. I was like, oh man, I wonder what Jason's thinking. If I would have made it to the championship, I might have won. So how'd you feel about him catching that second touchdown?
You he that's something that Dalton Schultz could do. He's had multiple touchdown games this season. It's over here. Damn. I'm reaching behind my laptop. This isn't anything new. The good thing is because of the matchup, I was saying to start him, to play him. It really panned out. Because my team was trash, I think even with Dalton getting that, I probably still would have lost in the finals. But
Well, hey Jason, I'm gonna stop you real fast. So now I know when you speak directly into your microphone, it sounds great. Like when you face your microphone almost.
Mm-hmm.
But right there, I was hearing all the variations of it. So your best result is when you just like speak directly into it. I could barely hear you when you were doing some of those circles though.
Okay, so basically, I was just saying like Dalton Schultz has had multiple touchdown games. It's nothing new. This looked like I said to start Dalton Schultz. I feel like this was a game for him to actually do well. Was I expecting one of his best performances all year? No, but I was thinking he was going to have a couple vultures. He did have a vulture down there at the goal line where it was a play action to Ezekiel Elliott, and he was wide open. He's a guy that I think he's second in targets and receptions for the Cowboys this season. The thing is, like, it's like a huge difference between CeeDee Lamb and him that there's going to be games where he's going to be fantasy irrelevant. And that's happened the last probably like 2 games. But this game, I was thinking just because the Titans are they're so good against the defense or the running game that they were going to have to throw the ball more against that weak defense or the weak secondary. And I mean, it worked out, right? He got 2 touchdowns. The second one was a great touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had 100 yards receiving. He had 10 receptions, 10 receptions, or 11 receptions, 100 yards, 0 touchdown, about 14 targets. And he was my boom for this week. I was thinking he was going to get a touchdown, but that didn't end up happening. But still, like in a PPR league, he got you over 20 points, and a half point PPR. I think he got around like 15 or 16 points.
So
which is still pretty good.
Yeah, real fast, Jason.
Yeah.
So CeeDee Lamb caught his 100th pass of the year last night. He is the 3rd Cowboy to catch 100 passes in the last, I think ever. The first one was Michael Irvin, then Jason Witten, and now CeeDee Lamb. And I do want to say that he has lived up to his 2nd-round draft pick.
Oh yeah. When I was watching this game, just because. So my thought going into this year's fantasy draft was like, yeah, CeeDee Lamb, he's a good player. He's a great player. He's quick. He's young. This is the stuff that you would like. Dak Prescott likes him, but it was the route running and it was the drops. They just weren't there, right? I was just he wasn't catching the ball. I wasn't willing to put a 2nd round or a 1st round pick on this guy But as we see now, I was like, over this past year, they kind of started off slow. You could definitely tell this is Dak Prescott's guy. And I was even thinking, I was like, how crazy would it be if somehow I was able to get like Tyreek Hill in the first round next year and then get CeeDee Lamb in the second round? Like those two on my team, like
He'll go second round.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like even thinking, I was like, dude, what if I had like Tyreek Hill or Jamar Chase and then CeeDee Lamb, like my top two quarterbacks, get probably Lamar Jackson in the third round if certain things pan out. But I said if certain things pan out, Tyler.
I can't wait till we do mock drafts to keep the I was thinking, we probably have like 30 real subscribers by now because 30, at least 32 of them are people we know, or 2 of them are me.
Dude, these microphones are destroying our lives. They're destroying them.
Why? Because I'm all like lifting it up and I'm like,
And I'm
hey
like
man.
trying to talk like this.
Well, hey man. The more I drink, the more I want to pick it up and talk to it.
Okay, so back to this game. So, of course, I went into this game. I want to see Dak Prescott. He was going to throw an interception. I also want to see if Elliott was going to get the ninth straight game with a touchdown. And then I was also wanted to see on the other side what the Titans were going to do because their team were out due to injuries. Right? You had Derrick Henry that was out. Yeah, Joshua Dobbs that was replacing Malik Willis. If Derrick Henry's out, normally you play Jarrell Hillard on Don Trail Hillard, but he's at the IR, right? But this was a crazy game going into it. Well, Dak Prescott, he had his 2 interceptions, he even had his turnover. I said to play him, but don't expect big numbers, don't expect championship numbers. He did end up with 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He only got sacked once. He did have a fumble loss, but he also ran the ball for 11 yards. That's an additional point. But Ezekiel Elliott, I was saying also start him because this guy is touchdown dependent, but he's getting his touchdowns, and I was expecting a 9th straight game with a touchdown. He ended up getting it. So he got that 1 touchdown, but he only had 37 yards rushing. He averaged 1.9 yards per carry. Not great. He got 9 points because I don't think he had no receptions, he had no targets. 9 points, that's not typically good what you want. I doubt he's anybody's starting running back, but he's probably going to be their number 2 running. Why are you laughing, dude? This beer is hitting me right now, dude. Why do I even have you on the show, Tyler? I'm just going to freaking. I'm just
listening,
going
but
to.
man, I've been doing some weird stuff, and now my neck hurts because I did some weird neck thing.
I need you to start talking because I'm taking over the show. The one thing I wanted to add here,
I don't care.
Ezekiel Elliott, hungry, feed that dude. You got his touchdown. You got your 9 points. Not as good as that you would like. Malik Davis, the backup, because Tony Pollard was out. 10 rushes, 39 yards, but he had 2 receptions for 23 yards on 2 targets. That guy looked good, and he looked very shifty and quick. Check it out.
He was like 75% of Pollard. I do want to say, dude, so heading into the fantasy championships, you had CeeDee Lamb, you had 70 yards and a touchdown against Indianapolis, and you had Houston, and you only had 33 yards, right?
Yeah.
The fantasy championships, 7 for 7, 126. I mean, that wasn't the championships, but I'm just saying, dude, the playoffs in general.
The playoffs.
And then 10 for 11, 120, and 2 touchdowns. He got you to the championship. And then in the championship, he got you 11 receptions for 100 yards. CeeDee Lamb is probably going to be on, like some championship teams this year. And I think that's a huge, man, that is so big that he just got 100 yards a game over the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, and in our league, you get a bonus for 10 receptions and you get a bonus for 100 yards.
Yeah. So I mean, he literally won people like championships this year. So I'm done talking crap. I was thinking CeeDee Lamb was overdrafted. I was thinking
Oh,
he was more of a third round pick, fourth.
I
I
was
mean,
with you. I was with
yeah,
you on that.
I didn't think he was going to be targeted like this. I mean, he hasn't really been, but I mean, hey, dude, to go 7, 11, and 14 in targets in the fantasy playoffs. Yeah, so I mean, I would draft him in the second round next year if he was there. I'm not quite sure. I know I'm going Justin Jefferson first round, but yeah, I got to figure it out. I had the worst luck ever this year, so I get to get I'm rewarded with my man on my team.
Well, yeah, like Kellen Moore draws up plays for CeeDee Lamb just to get him in space so he could run and do his thing.
Well, I'd like to know who's coaching the damn Cowboys next year. Get Sean Payton in there.
Oh, they're going to keep McCarthy.
Yeah, well, I was looking at the record and I was like, dude, there's no way they're gonna get rid of McCarthy when they're like, what was it, like 11-3 or something like that?
Yeah, they're 12
4.
4 now.
Yeah, so
Might lose next game. They're well, we'll see, but there's a good chance that. Well, I mean, Jalen Hurts isn't playing this Sunday, so the Saints might have a chance. But if the Saints win, Cowboys are still going to play against the Commanders. I think that's who they play next week.
yeah, and
Yeah,
Zeke,
at Washington, and then. But if the Eagles win, there's no point for the Cowboys to play, so they'll probably rest a lot of their players.
yeah, and like what you said, dude, about Z getting a touchdown for like 9 straight games. I couldn't believe that when they said that stat. I wanted to check and see what running back he is on the season.
Oh, he's 17. 17.
And that's what he's drafted as. So it's like, even with a touchdown a game, dude, that fool is so touchdown dependent. So
You must not have watched my video. That's exactly what I was talking about. This guy, he
I
does
don't
not have
watch video. I watch your video, Jason. It's just
It's
that
been a
I
long week. It's been a long week.
dude, I'm like, I've been sick with the flu. I couldn't do much, and I drank anyways because I'm like, dude, I can't go like a month without drinking on the program, huh?
Yeah, man, they need us. They need us out here tipsy. Um, he doesn't have a single 100 yards rushing this season. So he doesn't have one single game that's 100 yards rushing. That's when you
Yeah.
know he is very touchdown dependent, but he's getting his touchdowns. That's the thing. So
All right, all right. Well,
as a number two, oh, go on.
oh yeah, sorry.
There's just there's this little fun stat I wanted to tell you. So for how well Malik Davis looked, I mean, I was pretty impressed by this guy. Right, I've actually always been impressed every time I've seen him actually run the ball. Um, Tony Pollard, this is his last year on the contract. And from the information I've received from Tyler, that Jerry Jones is very committed to Ezekiel Elliott. So why pay Pollard the money to keep him? Because he's going to want additional money, especially after this year, the way that he's played. You let him go, that guy's going to be a starting running back somewhere in the league. He's going to pull a Michael Turner, and
Vikings.
he's going to do well, right? And then you're going to have a new Tony Pollard, Malik Davis. Malik Davis played for Florida Gators. You know who he played with?
Who?
Damian Pierce.
Oh my God! No wonder nobody knew about Malik Davis, because they're like, Damian Pierce is the GD second coming, man. He's gonna lead us to the promised land.
Yep. Fortunately, he's on the Texans.
Hey, can I ask if
Yeah,
anybody
go.
out there is playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, please send me your best Pokemon, and I will give you the code 69696969.
This is when you know we've drank a little too much on this show.
I
Now
gave
we're
Ray
talking.
that code earlier. She's like, oh my God.
Uh, now we're talking about Pokemon fantasy. Fantasy
Hey,
Pokemon.
but I do want to say, dude, did you see Joshua Dobbs' parents out there?
Yeah, they did not seem to really like the game.
Oh, dude,
Before we go,
when he scored that first touchdown, he was happy. But man, his mom looked like she was the coldest woman alive.
um, before we go on to the Titans, I wanted just to say, because we went over pretty much everybody. It was a pretty much good showing for the Cowboys. I mean, even T.Y. Hilton had 5 targets, 4 receptions for 50 yards. So he's starting to get involved a little bit. He had more than
He
Michael
looks good.
Gallup. Yeah, I don't know why he was even on free agency, but so now we're on to the Titans.
Yeah. So speaking of Joshua Dobbs just matched Malik Willis's passing total pretty much in one game.
Okay.
And Malik Willis started 3 games. So I really if when Joshua Dobbs got some protection, he looked like a really good quarter. I mean, not like a really good quarterback. He looks like he plays in the NFL. And like I said, dude, his mom was dressed like how I would dress out there. I thought that was so fun. Her eyes were all huge like mine. I was just thinking that she's freezing, man. And but yeah, he did a really good job. Robert Woods had he not missed that, dropped that terrible pass like in the first or second quarter, man, like they were keeping up with the Cowboys. They might have even got the lead on that one drive. But then the Cowboys turned it up when they needed to, because dude, it was literally a preseason game for the Tennessee Titans, like you were saying. And the reason that is because if they beat the Jaguars next week, they're in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
and I mentioned this, there's a history of holding out players with the Titans and Mike Vrabel. It was like 2 years ago. They just held out everybody when they made it to the playoffs. And I was hoping that didn't happen, but I just had to make a video anyways. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, Jason, what were you looking for the Titans at least?
For the Titans, I just want to see what they're going to do about with all the injuries. But you know what I really thought about were the knowledge that I gained is that, dude, Mike Vrabel, he's why are you so blurry?
I'm trying to
Is that
figure it
me?
out, Jason.
Do I need to stop drinking?
I think I think I got my camera as drunk as me. There we go. Wait. There we go.
Whew.
Sometimes when I get something really close to the camera, it takes it a while to auto adjust again. So,
Joshua. Oh shit. Oh crap. What was I saying? Oh, Mike's a great coach. Oh my gosh. For the players that he has, he doesn't. If you really think about it, he does not have like a great team, but he's got individuals. He knows how to play with them. Plus, it helps with Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry can win you games. Um, he's you know he's got this guy off the practice squad from the Lions, Joshua Dobbs, and there he's like, you know what? We only have you
Steelers,
for
I
a couple
think.
days.
Oh, so he came from the practice squad of the Lions, but he played for the
Yeah.
Steelers before.
Yes. Yeah. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to throw you in there. Um, 20 for he was 20 for 39, 232 passing yards, 1 touchdown. He did have 1 interception. He was sacked twice. One thing I didn't notice is that they were really targeting the cornerback for the Cowboys. Not Sean Wright. That dude is like the 5th string quarterback. They have had injuries in the Cowboys secondary. They really took advantage of it. They were going after Wright a lot. He's a second season player. You know where he's from?
USC.
Oh God, you're so close. You're so close.
The Los Angeles Bruins. The Bruins.
Go Beavers.
Oh, my Beavers, dude. You don't know about
Yeah,
my Beavers.
he's from Oregon State. They were picking on him all night, but the 1 interception that Joshua Dobbs had, it was Wright who got it, and he was all nah, Sean and Wright, nah, Sean and Wright. But other than that, he looked pretty good. He also had some. The Titans had a lot of drops too, so it was like more of the Titans' wide receiver core than Joshua Dobbs. He's going to start next week.
Do you know what it takes to coach the Titans, Jason?
Huh?
7 years playing for Bill Belichick as a linebacker. And then my right eye gets shrunk for some reason. And then I just have to yell at everybody with my flat top. And I say, go, 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 go. And they don't even go. And and then I get blamed for the loss.
He's always like hands on his knees. He's like,
do you notice his right or one of his eyes is so small? He's like man,
that's a condition that he's had since middle school. Not funny. Middle eye syndrome.
It looks like it's I don't know, he's badass. I love Mike Vrabel. And dude, Joshua Dobbs, like I said, he's going to be starting next week. I guarantee it, because they need to win that game next week.
I'm going to go grab another beer. I need like 30 seconds.
Yeah, no worries, dude. And then Hassan Haskins, like I said, like Dontrell Hilliard was out, and Hassan Haskins caught 3 passes last week, I think. So I was saying, like, if you're going to grab anybody, like as a Derrick Henry owner, which I am, I didn't have to worry about the championships. If you made it to the championships with Derrick Henry, there's a good chance you probably drafted better than I did. You probably didn't go, what's his name, dude? Who is the second running back for the Broncos that I believe so much in this year? Javonte Williams. You probably didn't go Michael Pittman Jr. You probably didn't go Gabriel Davis, and you probably didn't go Courtland Sutton. You know, the huge, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Just,
Are you talking about playing somebody like
he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Burt?
I do want to say that Treylon Burks, right? So we've got 6 minutes and 43 seconds, Jason, and I was like, dude, in my short, I was like, I love Treylon Burks. I would tell you to start Treylon Burks if X was starting. Well, guess what? I didn't even know who Joshua Dobbs was, and had I known he played this well, I would have said, hey, start Treylon Burks. So, hey, Jason, we got 6 minutes. Why don't you do some experimental stuff?
So Tyler has been on this guy's booty like all year, right? He's always talked about his booty juice, 2 for $3. So he's been all about this guy like all year, right? And he was even talking about like he's built like the new AJ Brown. Unfortunately, he had a breakout game, then he dealt with concussion. He's been injured a lot this year. But when they showed him matching up against Nashawn Wright, he was overpowering him. And this game, I mean, even with Joshua Dobbs, what did he get? He got 4 receptions for 66 yards on 10 targets.
And 1 rush for 20.
On 8 targets. This kid, it needs to be picked up next year, and he needs to get picked up pretty early. And with that being said, this is, oh my gosh, Tyler, you disabled it, man. Why are you always disabling me, man? I'm just trying to have fun.
Oh, here. I was like, you all disabled it. I was all flexing. I was like, yeah.
I was watching this game. He looked so much bigger than every cornerback that went up against him.
You're good, dude.
And it was this play right here. I was like, dude, this guy is going to be something special in the league.
Everybody has your email address now. Bounce. Boom. We're breaking the 4th barrier, Jason.
We're breaking the 4th barrier. The only thing is like, how do I go back to?
There's no going back.
There's no going back. We didn't get to this part. How do I stop sharing? Oh my gosh, this isn't good. How do we stop? Can I just go and like make everything big so I could?
Oh wait, swap share screen with video. Okay, you're not. Oh no, this is the end of the show.
What happened?
I'm sorry. Remember when we said experimental? We meant it.
How do I stop?
It's okay, man. Nobody made it to the end, anyways.
Oh, what if I go right here? Mute, blur background, 210. Oh my god! So Tyler, you can't see me right now.
I can see you, but I'm drinking hardcore.
Oh, so we're back to normal right now, right?
No, I mean, are we?
I don't know, man. What if I just press exit? Am I still in there? I mean, on my screen, I see both of us.
Okay, then I won't worry about it. Well, how do I get? I don't know.
Oh,
you know what? We have to go until this video stops because it says 3 minutes and 21 seconds left, anyways. Oh, view.
Okay, yeah, we're good now.
Standard. How do you do that? How do you say you're good when I'm like not good? But it's okay.
Well, I paused the sharing, so
I'm still shared with you though.
How is that possible
when you paused it?
Oh, stop. There we go.
Oh my god, Jason, you did it. You did.
Oh, we got 3 minutes left. This guy, Traylon Burks, that play right there, I was like, he was able to get the catch, turn around, stay in bounds, keep his balance, break a few more tackles. He's got the speed to get down the field. That was at the end of the first half where they were able to kick a field goal to right before halftime. Traylon Burks, right? This guy, I mean, even with Joshua Dobbs, this guy would have someone like Ryan Tannehill, and he can stay healthy. That's the guy you got to keep an eye on for next year. Next year in your draft.
Do you see me, Jason?
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, Traylon Burks. I mean, you're probably getting Traylon Burks like, dude, you can get him so late because he's been on my waiver wire show forever, dude. And that motherfucker, or that mother effer has been like, dude, that guy's been like 30% owned or less for like ever. It's crazy. And I was like, dude, how do you guys not care about this guy? Like, I owned him in a 10-man league, and like, I just value targets so much. I value like number one hierarchy or whatever. And then I watched that Tannehill game. Tannehill's a good quarterback sometimes. Oh yeah, I remember that short. Remember that? I said, yeah, Tannehill's a good quarterback sometimes. Oh
yeah.
wow.
So the rest of the game, Robert Woods, he got his first. I don't know if it's his first, maybe a second touchdown of the year. You're not going to continue to. You're probably going to go in playing this guy. You're not going to play him next week either. Austin Hooper didn't do well. You had Haskins who got 40 yards on 12 carries. Derrick Henry's going to be back next year. You're not worrying about him. A lot of the stats here you're not really paying attention to. Next week they're at Jacksonville, who's 7-8. The one thing to look at is their nose tackle, like Tierre Tart. He went out and he was questionable. And for the Cowboys, they're playing at Washington next week, and they just lost their center during that game, Tyler by a dash. It was crazy with an ankle. So keep that in mind. With that being said, Tyler,
you got the last thing, battle between tight ends. Okonkwo had the more yards, more catches, 4 targets, but dude, Hooper had 6 targets, which was third on the team. So I would still recommend not starting any tight ends against. If you had Okonkwo and he was doing well for you, just go elsewhere, because you're chasing targets.
This was fun.
Hey, this was awesome, man. I love drinking again with friends. And if you don't drink, don't worry about it. Just go grab a water and act like you're drunk. I used to do that when I was young.
Stay hydrated.
Hell, dude, dehydrated.